Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca Gardner, and welcome back to another episode of Read Along with Me. So, last episode, if I could remember, last episode we read, nope, I don't remember. I'm so sorry, you guys. Everything that I read, it just goes over my head, you know? Let's see. Oh yeah. Melinda has to do this report for her social studies class, and she has to give a oral presentation of her report. And so instead of giving the report, Melinda just stood there and just didn't talk while David stood up in front of the class and gave the presentation for her. And Melinda got sent to detention because of that, and then David gave her some advice, and when Melinda was doing the chalk thingy, Andy came in and was asking her about Rachel, and she just gets creeped out about it. So yeah, that's what I remembered. So for today's episode, we're gonna be reading sorry, my foot is itchy. A part where Melinda just, well, I read the chapters before filming this, but I don't remember much of it, so, but we're just gonna get into it, so let's get reading. It is time for a mental health day. I need a day in pajamas, eating ice cream from the carton, painting my toenails, and enjoying trash TV. You have to plan ahead for a mental health day. I learned this from a conversation my mom had with her friend Kim. Mom always starts acting sick 48 hours ahead of time. She and Kim take mental health days together. They buy shoes and go to the movies. Cutting edge adult delinquency. What is the world coming to? I don't eat any dinner or dessert, and I cough so much during the news, and my dad tells me to take some cough medicine. In the morning, I smear some makeup under my mascara under my eyes so it looks like I haven't slept at all. Mom takes my temperature. Turns out I have a fever. Surprises even me. Her hand is cool. An island on my forehead. The words tumble out before I can stop them. I don't feel well. Mom pats my back. You must be sick. You're talking. Even she can hear how ugly that sounds. She clears her throat and tries again. Sorry. It's nice to hear your voice. Go back to bed. I'll bring up a tray before I leave. Do you want some ginger ale? I nod. My fever is 102.2. Sounds like a radio station. Mom calls to remind me to drink a lot of fluids. I say thank you, even though it hurts my throat. It's nice for her to call me. She promises to bring home popsicles. I hang up and snuggle into my couch nest with the remote. Click, click, click. Okay, do you guys notice anything different with Melinda's parents? Well, I mean, with Melinda's mom? Because throughout the book, Melinda's parents are not, um, like, they're not really good to Melinda. But that's probably only because she isn't talking. But now that Melinda talks, it just makes her mom so happy. Yeah, sorry. Anyways, sorry. I kind of stopped there because that I would get it out there. If my life were a TV show, what would it be? If it were an after-school special, I would speak in front of an auditorium of my peers on how to not lose your virginity, or why seniors should be locked up, or my summer vacation, a drunken party lies in rape. Was I raped? Let's explore that. You said no. He covered your mouth with his hand. You were 13 years old. It doesn't matter that you were drunk. Honey, you were raped. What a horrible, horrible thing for you to live through. Didn't you ever think of telling anyone? You can't keep this inside forever. Can someone get her a tissue? I want this boy held responsible. He is to blame for this attack. You do know it was an attack, don't you? It was not your fault. I want you to listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. It was not your fault. This boy was an animal. Was it love? No. Was it lust? No. Was it tenderness? Sweetness? The first time they talk about in magazines? No. No, 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 no. Speak up, Matilda. Melinda. I can't hear you. My head is killing me. My throat is killing me. My stomach bubbles with toxic waste. I want to sleep. A coma would be nice. Or amnesia. Anything just to get rid of this. These thoughts, whispers in my head. Did he rape my head too? I take 2 Tylenol and eat a bowl of pudding. Then I watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and fall asleep. A trip to the neighborhood of make believe would be nice. Maybe I could stay with Daniel Striped Tiger in his treehouse. May is finally here and it has stopped raining. Good thing too, the mayor of Syracuse was about to put out a call for a guy named Noah. The sun appears butter yellow and so warm it coaxes tulips out of the crusty mud. A miracle. Our yard is a mess. All our neighbors have these great magazine cover yards with flowers that match their shutters and expensive white rocks that border fresh mounds of mulch. Ours has been green bushes that just about cover the front windows, and lots of dead leaves. Mom is already gone. Saturday is the biggest selling day of the week at Everett's. Dad snorts upstairs. I put on old jeans and unearth a rake the back from the back from the back of the garage. I start on the leaves, suffocating the bushes. I bet Dad hasn't cleaned them out for years. They look harmless and dry on top, but under that top layer they're wet and slimy. Wet mold snakes from one leaf to the next. The leaves stick together like floppy pages in a decomposing book. I rake a mountain into the front yard, and there's still more, like earth pukes up leaf gunk when I'm not looking. I have to fight the bushes. They snag the tines of the rake and hold them. They don't like me cleaning out all that rot. It takes an hour. Finally, the rake scrapes its metal fingernails along damp brown dirt. I get down on my knees to reach behind and drag out the last leaves. Miss Kane would be proud of me. I observe. Worms caught in the sun squirm for cover. Pale green pale green shoots of something alive have been struggling under the leaves. As I watch, they straighten to face the sun. I swear I can see them grow. The garage door opens and Dad backs out the Jeep. He pulls in the driveway when he sees me. He turns off the engine and gets out. I'd stand up and brush the dirt off my jeans. My palms are blistered and my arms are already sore from the raking. I can't tell if he's angry or not. Maybe he likes the front of his house looking like crap. That's a lot of work. I'll get some leaf bags at the store. We both stand there with our arms closed, staring at the little baby plants trying to grow in the shade of the house eating bushes. The sun goes behind a cloud and I shiver. I should have worn a sweatshirt. The wind rustles, dead leaves still clinging to the oak branches by the street. All I can think of is that the rest of the leaves are going to drop and I'll have to keep raking. Looks a lot better. Cleaned out like that, I mean. The wind blows again. The leaves tremble. I suppose I should trim back the bushes of course then you'd see the shutters and they need paint. And if I paint these shutters, I'll have to paint all shutters and trim needs work too in the front door. Hush, Russell. Hush, Russell. Cheetah. Shh. The tree. That's what the tree said. Dad turns to listen to me. I'm not sure what to do. And that tree is sick. See how the branches on the left don't have any buds? I should call someone to take a look at it. Don't want it crashing into our room during a storm. Thanks, Dad. Like I'm not already having a hard time sleeping. Worry number 64. Flying tree limbs. I shouldn't have raked anything. Look what I started. I shouldn't have tried something new. I should have stayed in the house, watched cartoons with a double-sized bowl of Cheerios. Should have stayed in my room, stayed in my head. I guess I'm going to the hardware store. Want to come? The hardware store. 7 acres of unshaven men and bright-eyed women in search of the perfect screwdriver, weed killer, volcanic gas grills, noise lights, kids running down the aisle with hatchets and axes and saw blades, people fighting about the right color to paint the bathroom. No, thank you. I shake my head. I pick up the rake and start making the dead leaf pile neater. A blister pops and stains the rake while handle like a tear. Dad nods and backs and walks to the Jeep. Keys jingling in his fingers. A mockingbird lands on a low oak branch and scolds me. I rake the leaves out of my throat. Can you buy some seeds? Flower seeds? Our gym teacher, Miss Connors, is teaching us to play tennis. Tennis is the only sport that comes close to not being a total waste of time. Basketball would be great if all you had to do was shoot foul shots. But most of the time you're on the court with 9 other people bumping and shoving and running away too much. Tennis is more civilized. Only 2 people have to play unless you play doubles. If you which I would never do. The rules are simple. You get to catch your breath every few minutes and you can work on your tan. I actually learned to play a couple summers ago when my parents had a trial membership at a fitness club. Mom signed me up for lessons and I played with Dad a few times before they figured the monthly dues were too expensive. Since I'm not a total spaz of the racket, Miss Connors pairs me off with jock goddess Nicole to demonstrate the game to the rest of the class. I serve first. A nice shot with a little speed on it. Nicole hits it, writes back to me with the great backhand. We volley a bit back and forth. Then Miss Connors blows her whistle and stop and explain the retarded scoring system in tennis, where the numbers don't make sense and love doesn't count for anything. Nicole serves next. She aces it. A perfect serve at about 90 miles an hour that kisses the court just inside the line before I can move. Miss Connors tells Nicole she's awesome and Nicole smiles. I do not smile. I'm ready for her second serve and I hit it right back down her throat. Miss Connors says something nice to me and Nicole adjusts the strings on her racket. My serve. I bounce the ball a few times. Nicole bounces on the balls of her feet. She isn't fooling around anymore. Her pride is at stake. Her womanhood. She is not about to be beat by some weirdo, hush quiet delinquent who used to be her friend. Miss Connor tells me to hit the ball. I slam into the ball, sending it right to Nicole's mouth, grinning behind her custom purple mouth guard. She twists out of the way. Fault! Giggles from the class. A foot fault. Wrong foot forward. Toe over the line. I get a second chance. Another civilized aspect of tennis. I want a yellow ball. 1, 2, 3. I bounced the yellow ball. 1, 2, 3. Up in the air like releasing a bird or an apple, then arching my arm. Rotate shoulder, bring down the power and anger, and don't forget to aim. My racket takes on a life of its own, a bolt of energy. It crashes down on the ball, bulleting it over the net. The ball explodes on the court, leaving a crater before Nicole can blink. It blows past her and hits the fence so hard it rattles. No one laughs. No fault. I score a point. Rachel wins eventually, but not by much. Everybody else whines about their blisters. I have calluses on my hands from work. I'm tough enough to play and strong enough to win. Maybe I can get Dad to practice with me a few times. It would be the only glory of a really sucky year if I could beat someone at something. So, in one of the chapters that we read, Melinda just thinks of her life as a TV show. And she thinks of it as if Oprah was speaking to her. And and all these women were telling her stuff like, speak up, don't hold it back, it's not your fault, this guy is an animal. So I have a question for you guys. If you have, so if you could say one thing to if you could say anything to Melinda, what would it be? Because one thing I could tell Melinda is it's not your fault that it's not your so like we totally get the gist of what happened to Melinda, but we don't know who did it unless you watch one of the episodes where I accidentally spilled the juice about who did the thing to Melinda. But we do know that Melinda we now know that Melinda was raped. So one thing I could say to her is that it's not your fault that this guy assaulted you, because you are just so very young, and you may not recognize the signs of it because you're drunk, but it like what Oprah said, it doesn't matter if you're drunk. Like, you were raped. Like, that is a scary thing to think about. I mean, imagine yourself like getting out of middle school and you went to that party and all of a sudden a guy just comes to you and he assaulted you. Like, that's a really horrible situation if you think about it. But yeah, if you guys have anything that you want to say to Melinda, let me know in the comments below and let's get the discussion going. But also, if you guys have any questions for me about the book, just leave it there in the comments. And if you guys are new here and haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so. I'm trying to reach the goal of 100 subscribers. And to reach beyond that goal would be great. And click on that bell so that you guys would get notified when new episodes are coming. And yeah, so yeah, be safe. Wash your hands, don't go outside, don't touch people. Stay home. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Remember to stay happy, stay safe, and stay cool. And I am off to the moon and I will be back soon.